rude épreuve que durant l'année 2017, entre les mutations observées dans les menaces sécuritaires, l'insurrection sur le théâtre de la crise anglophone et la récession économique, les promesses d'une résilience n'ont pas envolé en éclats en 2017. Même la victoire des Lions indomptables à la CAN Gabon 2017 ont eu peu d'effet sur la cohésion nationale et l'unité nationale mise à mal dans un pays où les prochaines échéances électorales cristallisent déjà l'attention avec en filigrane le bilan du septennat des grandes réalisations et l'avenir incertain du Cameroun. Face à de tels enjeux, quel est le regard du chef de l'État sur ces multiples crises que traverse le Cameroun? Quelle recette miracle Paul Biya va-t-il présenter aux Camerounais ce soir? Vous l'avez certainement deviné, c'est une édition spéciale d'information consacrée à l'analyse des faits marquants de l'année 2017, suivie du discours du chef de l'État que vous pourrez suivre ici, sur ce plateau spécial, en direct sur Equinox Télévision, avec des experts, hommes politiques, membres du gouvernement, déployés aussi bien dans les studios d'Equinox Télévision à Douala et à Yaoundé pour vous faire vivre le discours du chef de l'État, analyser les différentes politiques qu'il compte annoncer ce soir, alors qu'il sera face à la nation camerounaise. Et pour la première étape, marquant la crise anglophone qui a cristallisé l'attention des Camerounais, mais aussi de la communauté internationale. Pour en parler ce soir, je reçois sur ce plateau Mimi Mefo. Mimi Mefo, bonsoir.
Bonsoir, good evening, Cédric Nofeli.
Vous avez suivi de près pour Equinox Télévision cette crise anglophone qui a connu de nombreuses mutations durant l'année 2017. Quels sont les faits marquants de cette crise?
Not only myself, it should be noted that Equinox Television has been on the ground since the crisis escalated in the two Anglophone regions of Cameroon. The history of the Anglophone crisis cannot be told without a mention of the huge mobilization and protest that marked the September 22nd in the two Anglophone regions of Cameroon in the year 2017. The English-speaking population from villages and towns came out to show how determined they want their grievances to be heard. There was massive arrest, shooting of live bullets and destruction, but it did not stop another protest, a huge one of course, that was on the 1st of October 2017. This simply projected the magnitude of the happenings in the two Anglophone regions of Cameroon, despite the fact that curfew was imposed in the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, and the fact that the barrister Agbobala, Dr. Fontem Neba, Ayapola Bine, and other detainees of the Anglophone crisis by the 22nd of September were already released from jail. It was a strong message to the government of Cameroon to have a rethink of strategy on the ground other than continuous militarization. That is what has been unfolding since the crisis began this January or 2017. Talking about January, Cédric Nofeli, the crisis started feeling the social, Cameroon started feeling the social, economic and political impact of the Anglophone crisis. Since January 2017, we had internet shutdown, a ghost town was equally launched, leaders arrested. I'm talking about Barrister Agbobala was arrested in January, Dr. Fontem Neba as well. Mancho BBC was arrested in January, and Ayapola Bini, and a lot more of Anglophone Cameroonians were simply arrested in January. From that moment to date, the plight of the English-speaking population was no longer the issue of teachers and lawyers as it was in the case in November 2016. If that was the case, classes would have effectively resumed already by now, because you remember Barrister Nye Kamga, the bar president of Cameroon, has already called off the strike action of lawyers, teachers as well. The teachers trade union leaders in the northwest and southwest regions have equally called off the strike action. We have SINES that equally held a meeting in the southwest region headquarters of Boya to call off the strike. But statistics were very clear during the General Certificate of Education examination organized by the GC board. We saw how the extreme poor results of students who participated. That is practically one of the social impacts of the Anglophone crisis that escalated in November 2016 in Cameroon. Another memorable moment as far as the crisis is concerned was during the just ended session of Parliament in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. We saw the remarkable gesture or the move by the Social Democratic from the principal opposition political party in Cameroon. For the first time, they actually disrupted deliberations calling for the Anglophone crisis to be brought to the table. We saw as well the reaction of the House Speaker Kavai Gejebru, the reaction of the Senate President Masen Nyadindifendi, other members of Parliament, as well as government authorities that were present. It was simply being ignored, an indication, Cedric Nofele, that the head of state has the final say as far as the crisis is concerned. And from the beginning to now, we see that the various revendications, the various recommendations are given are simply being ignored, because if that was the case, at least it should have been discussed at the level of Parliament, Cedric Nofele.
Vous parlez justement à l'Assemblée nationale, hein, où le SDF demandait un débat parlementaire sur la crise anglophone, et malgré les multiples mouvements observés pour paralyser cette session parlementaire, ils n'ont pas réussi à obtenir cette ouverture d'un débat sur la crise anglophone. Cependant, les membres du gouvernement estiment qu'il y a eu une série de mesures qui ont été prises durant toute l'année 2017 pour trouver des solutions à ce problème lié à la crise anglophone. Quelles sont ces mesures? Est-ce qu'elles ont eu un effet escompté sur le terrain?
Of course, government has been able to take a series of measures as far as the crisis is concerned. But before that, we had some key international figures that visited Cameroon. For example, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres was in Cameroon in the month of October 2017. The recent visit of the Commonwealth Secretary General, that is Patricia Scotland, they all called for dialogue. That has been the song of the year as far as the crisis is concerned. Now, the government on its part is talking about solutions that have been able to provide the creation of the Bilingualism Commission. Talking about the Bilingualism Commission, it is still to bear fruit, several months after it was created. We have the Common Law section at the Supreme Court in the nation's capital that was equally created, the redeployment of magistrates in Anglophone regions of Cameroon, the launching of the recruitment of 1,000 bilingual teachers. Those are some of the solutions that the government is saying that they have provided since the crisis started. We equally have the Secretary General of the OHADA that visited Cameroon to officially present the English version of the OHADA law. We remember that this crisis began as a result of the lawyers in Cameroon were asking for the English version of the OHADA law. Now, stopping legal proceedings as well against Barrister Agbobala, Dr. Fontemneba, Mancho BBC and co. Mancho BBC, we is still in jail. I'm talking about Barrister Agbobala, Dr. Fontemneba and Ayapola Bine was another solution. We have a good number of English-speaking Cameroonians still behind bars. We have many Cameroonians detained in the northwest, the southwest, and the center region, and even in the western region of Cameroon. We equally had government missions to the diaspora that ended in a fiasco. They visited the United States of America, Canada. They equally went to South Africa, and even in Brussels, Cedric Nofele, but it's still to yield no fruit. The question is, how were we able to get here, and what are the possible solutions? Dialogue, as I indicated, is a message of everybody. But how can we be talking about dialogue when many are still behind bars? The government is still using arrogant statements. Those are the words of some opposition leaders in Cameroon, those who have been able to mobilize since this crisis began. The government has been arrogant in its declaration. The government has not been able to call for the dialogue. The dialogue, first of all, how is it going to be like? The dialogue cannot prevail when those who are considered today as the terrorists are not involved in deliberations. And terrorists today were simply Cameroonians that had genuine revendications when this crisis began. Cedric Nofele, it's a very complex problem.
Justement, et sur cette question concernant cette question sur le dialogue et les critiques de l'opposition à l'encontre du gouvernement sur son attitude arrogante, il y a, vous l'avez signalé, la secrétaire générale du Commonwealth qui a appelé tous les Camerounais à dialoguer de façon inclusive et que seuls les Camerounais choisiront la forme du dialogue qui les convient et que le Commonwealth est prêt à soutenir toute initiative visant à mettre fin à l'escalade de violences meurtrières observées dans les régions anglophones. Merci Mimi Mefo pour toutes ces précisions-là et certainement le chef de l'État va s'exprimer sur cette crise anglophone qui a pris d'autres